Hello, my name is Konrad, and today we're going to do a proof. My conjecture is if a quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then the diagonals of the quadrilateral will bisect each other. So what we're given is that the quadrilateral is a parallelogram, and we need to prove that the diagonals of the quadrilateral are bisecting. So step one, the quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram, and the reason is that given already in the conjecture. So then now we move on to step 2. Segment AD is parallel to segment BC, and segment AB is parallel to segment DC. And the reason is given because of the conjecture. So now we move on to step 3. So angles ADB and BCD are congruent, and this is because of the alternative interior angle postulate. Then we move on to step 4. The angles DCA and CAB, this angle is and those two angles are alternative interior angles. And the reason is of the postulate, same thing with step 3. So now we move on to step 5. So segment AC is congruent to segment AC, and the reason is of the reflexive property. So now we move on to step 6. The triangles ADC and ABC are congruent, and this is because of the angle side angle postulate, or the SAS postulate. So now we move on to step 7. So segment AD is congruent to segment BC, and the reason is of the CPCT. Now we move on to step 8. So angle DAC, so DAC is congruent to ACB. And the reason is that those two angles are alternate interior angles. And so now we move on to step 9. The angle ATB is congruent to angle DBC, and this is also and those two angles are alternate interior angles, and the reason is of the postulate. So now step 10. So triangle ADE is congruent to triangle CBE, and reason is of the angle side angle postulate, or the ASA postulate. So now we move on to step 11. Segment AE is congruent to segment EC, and this is a reason is that is the CPCT. Then step 12, segment DE and segment EB are congruent, and the reason is of the CPCT C. And then now step 13, point E is the midpoint of segments A, C, and D, B. And the reasons of the definition of the midpoint. In step 14, segments AC and DB intersect at midpoint E, and the reason is in diagram. So it's showing us that it is intersecting at midpoint E. So now we're at our final step 15, that the diagonals of the quadrilateral are bisected, and the reason is the definition of a bisector. Then we go to QED. Thank you for watching. Please leave any comments, and this is the ending of my proof.